Hey everyone on YouTube, Shadowsun here, welcome back to my channel. So I'm in a new area and I wanted to make this video. I'm really excited because I've got 2 books that I am really working through this year. I decided to start from the beginning again. I got these books prior to like when they came out. So I'm excited to talk about them and review them eventually. I am excited to share them with you because these books are pretty invaluable. I've only read a portion of them and I'm like, where were these when I was, first starting out or even sooner? And I have a blog post, and it is long, I'm not gonna lie, but I would appreciate if you would read it. I have links to the authors' websites and stuff in the description and in the blog post, so you can find out more. One of them, I might add, is on YouTube. Or actually they both are on YouTube, now that I think about it. So, the first book, this one recently came out from one of my favorite channels here on YouTube. If you haven't seen her yet, check out Lunar Wisdom. Cricket Song wrote a book called Becoming Witch, and that book, I've only read like the first chapter and the intro, and I started it really late at night, and I planned to start this book in February. However, in January, the 1st of January, but that didn't work out because things just kept on happening. But Becoming Witch is an amazing, amazing book. I do not think it's for beginners though, and it doesn't even say that actually. It says that it's not for beginners, as far as I'm aware. And if I'm wrong, please let me know. But as far as I'm aware, from the live streams that I've seen and stuff, they've mentioned it not being a beginner book. It's for somebody who's going through a transition in their path or some kind of period of stagnation. When I think of transitions, I think of, maybe finding a new job or having a new job or moving or something really major that I think is going to, cause a lot of situations to happen, or just any type of transition. We all go through things. Life has ways of moving and shaping our practices and paths in a way that we never really consider. So I'm going through a major transition, and this is not my first transition for my path at all, but this is probably my 5th or 6th. But this transition's harder than any other because I'm looking for work and I'm moving potentially, or if I'm not moving right off the bat, I am not sure where I'm going. So it's a major transition. And I felt like this book was going to be able to help me. In this book, Cricket discusses, and some of the things that are in this book, for example, keeping a record, that was one thing I was looking at. I wanted to make sure that I had a place to keep record of. I know I could just use my mirror book or my book of shadows, but I felt like I may want to just devote it specifically to this book. And I believe that I am just going to focus on this book and the essays that follow. She talks about meditation. She talks about going back to the basics, the subtext, or the I forget what they call it. Yeah, I think it's like subtext or aspect of the book where it says like the subtitle. That's it, subtitle. Is back to the basics. And even though it's back to the basics, a lot of the stuff that she mentions in the first chapter, for example, words and why words have power, is very simple. But she has you define the words. Like, what is witch? What is witchcraft? What is pagan to you? And that is phenomenal because to me, I really thought I had a fundamental grasp of what those words meant. And as I'm reading this book, I realized those words have taken on a whole new meaning for me, in that they aren't the same thing that I initially had started out with. And she talks about meditation, altered states of consciousness, and that's amazing. Like, those things are important as witch. And she has a really amazing quote in the beginning, and I don't remember all the quote, but I like how she views being witch. It's something that you are. It's not something that you just do. It's every part of your life. You know, you are witch, 24 hours a day. It can't be separated. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. And I'm really excited for this book. Really excited. I'm excited. This book, I feel like, is really worth a lot. And I think that this book is beneficial to any witch who's going through a major life situation. The second book, and I really wish this book had been in my life when I was younger, long before I even touched paganism, because I grew up with a lot of psychic experiences. And this book is invaluable because it talks about psychic ability in a way that I've never seen talked about, and being a witch at that. If you have not seen or read or visited Matt Auryn's Patheos Pagan blog or his YouTube channel, or heard him on podcasts like Modern Witch or anywhere else, I don't know all the other podcasts, but Modern Witch is the one I've heard him on, and I'll link to the podcast below. This is something I didn't mention in the blog, but I'm going to put it here. Matt Auryn's book is amazing. I've only read a portion, like I said, and the book is so wonderful. There's no book like it. Psychic Witch is a metaphysical guide to manifestation and meditation, and his book talks about being psychic and being a witch, in that they are two halves of the same whole. And I've considered that in my life, but I've never, I wanted to think about it and hear the perspective, because I've been on the fence about that, and I understand his perspective, and I actually agree with it in many, many ways. The Psychic Witch talks about brain waves and consciousness and how those relate to psychic ability, like alpha brainwaves, theta brainwaves, and also talks about and has different exercises, very simple exercises. The first exercise is very simple because it's an exercise in focus, but I have to tell you, it was challenging, and I found it really useful. And I really can't say enough about this book. I haven't even gone through it and worked through it yet in its entirety, but I know that book is so beneficial to anybody. And he has a lot of great references in the book as well. And he gives a lot of background into how all these terms, for what I've read, I remember reading, explains things in a way that is very digestible and really makes things make sense. I have nothing negative to say about this book. I've read his blog on Patheos, and I absolutely love it. In the book, he also talks about the 3 models of the soul. He talks about the shadow self. He talks about shielding work that I think is fantastic, because I see a lot of things about this, but the way that he goes about it, grounding and centering, he really breaks those things down. So please check out both of these books if you are a witchcraft practitioner. These books are great. I'm really looking forward to working through them extensively, and it's going to take me some time because I really want to digest everything these books have to offer. And I would recommend the same to anybody. Work through them and really, really know what these things can do for you. And even if they seem simple and challenging, the more you do it, the better it'll be. So I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this video and the blog. Please let me know what you think. if you're looking at them, and I'll speak to you all soon. Many blessings.